The only known massacre of returning Hajj pilgrims, the LTTE's darkest crime. This is a special documentary prepared exclusively for AR Telecast News 24/7. Sri Lanka's brutal civil conflict has etched countless tragedies into the island's history. But among them stands a horror unparalleled anywhere else in the modern world. The massacre of over 150 Muslim pilgrims who had just returned from performing the sacred Hajj pilgrimage in Mecca. A sacred journey turned nightmare. For Muslims, the Hajj is the pinnacle of spiritual life, a journey of purification and unity that millions undertake each year. In 1990, hundreds of Sri Lankan Muslims completed this profound obligation, returning home full of faith, bearing holy water from Zamzam, prayer beads, and small gifts for loved ones. But their journey, meant to symbolize rebirth and forgiveness, ended in unspeakable violence. As the pilgrims traveled back to their hometowns, gunmen from the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam, LTTE, ambushed their convoy. Within minutes, over 150 men, women, and children lay dead, shot without mercy, their white pilgrimage garments stained with blood. Eyewitnesses recalled harrowing scenes: mothers shielding infants, elderly men clutching prayer books, personal belongings scattered across the road. It was a massacre that defied not only humanitarian law, but the very moral codes that underpin civilized society. Why were they targeted? The LTTE, fighting to establish an independent Tamil state in Sri Lanka's north and east, grew increasingly hostile toward the island's Muslim community. Ironically, many of these Muslims were Tamil-speaking and shared cultural ties with the Tamil population. However, politically they often sought unity within a single Sri Lanka, which the LTTE viewed with deep suspicion. This paranoia escalated into outright aggression. Earlier that same year, the LTTE had forcibly expelled nearly 75,000 Muslims from the northern province, giving them mere hours to flee or face execution. The massacre of the Hajj pilgrims was a chilling extension of this campaign, a calculated act of terror designed to instill fear, punish perceived disloyalty, and fracture intercommunal harmony. A crime without parallel. In modern recorded history, there is no other known instance of a militant group targeting and slaughtering pilgrims who had just returned from Mecca. This singular atrocity underscores how far the LTTE was willing to go in pursuit of its separatist objectives, trampling over deeply held religious sanctities and human decency alike. For Sri Lanka's Muslims, the psychological scars remain profound. Families lost multiple members in a single day. Communities that once lived side by side with Tamils in towns like Jaffna and Kilinochchi still grapple with memories of betrayal, displacement, and grief. Lessons from a dark chapter. As Sri Lanka continues to navigate the fragile path of post-war reconciliation, remembering tragedies like the massacre of the Hajj pilgrims is vital. It is a stark reminder of how ethno-nationalist extremism, left unchecked, can spiral into acts that violate every standard of humanity. The story of these pilgrims is more than a footnote in Sri Lanka's troubled history. It is a solemn testament to the dangers of hatred and the imperative of safeguarding pluralism and mutual respect. A moral obligation to remember. Today, as new generations grow up far removed from the war's front lines, it remains a collective moral duty in Sri Lanka and beyond to honor the memory of these victims. Only through acknowledgement, education, and vigilance can we hope to ensure that such horrors never repeat, whether on Sri Lankan soil or anywhere else.